Imagine agreeing to buy a horse, the seller agrees to sell it, the buyer agrees to buy it. Everything seems perfect except for one problem. The horse had already died before the agreement was made, and neither party knew about it. Is there still a contract? The answer is no. Let's understand why. Hi, I am Prasad. Over the last few episodes, we have explored situations where consent was affected by pressure, influence, fraud, misrepresentation. In all these cases, somebody knew about something, somebody knew something, somebody influenced somebody else. But today's topic is different. Today's topic is about two honest people making the same honest mistake, and that's where section 20 comes in. Let's try to understand it through a story, small story. Imagine you call a property owner. You agree to purchase a piece of land. Price is agreed, terms are agreed, everybody is happy. The next day you discover something shocking. The government had already acquired that land before the agreement was made, and neither party knew about it. Now ask yourself, what exactly did the parties agree upon? The answer is something that didn't legally exist in the way they thought it did. What does section 20 say? Section 20 deals with mistake of fact by both parties. The law says if both parties are mistaken about a fact essential to the agreement becomes void. Important words to note over here, not just any mistake. The mistake must be mutual. Both parties must be mistaken, not just one. About a fact, not about law. About a fact. Essential, the mistake must go to the heart of the agreement. The famous example, case of Couturier versus Hastie in 1856. A cargo of corn was being sold unknown to both parties. The cargo had already been sold because it had deteriorated during transit. The court held there was no subject matter available for the contract, therefore, there was no valid contract. Suppose I agree to sell you my car unknown to both of us. The car was destroyed in a fire yesterday. Neither of us know this. The contract is based on a mistaken assumption. The law says agreement is void. Let us also understand mistake of fact versus mistake of law. Mistake of fact can make an agreement void, but mistake of law generally does not. The law expects people to know the law. And why this matters? The law isn't punishing anyone here. Nobody lied, nobody cheated, nobody manipulated. The problem is simpler. The foundation of the agreement never existed. And if the foundation collapses, the contract collapses. Whenever you see both parties mistaken essential fact, same understanding, think about section 20 and that the agreement is void. One thing I find fascinating about this topic is that it reminds us not every contract dispute involves bad people. Sometimes two honest people can reach an honest agreement based on an honest mistake, and the law has to deal with that too. Let's do a very quick recap. Both parties are mistaken, mistake of fact, essential to the agreement becomes void. A contract can survive disagreement, it cannot survive a reality that never existed. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Share it with a fellow law student. In the next episode, we will look at unilateral mistake. What happens when only one party is mistaken? Until then, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep listening. Thank you.